Hello everyone, welcome to Scorched Earth Toys at anymoon.com's review of Bandai's 165 scale VF17 toys. These are the toys that were released in the mid-90s with the Macross 7 show when it was originally airing. It comes in 5 varieties. There's a gold-plated limited edition VF17S, a gunmetal VF17D, a normal 17D, a normal 17S, which looks just like the 17D in fighter mode, and then a reissue 17S, which includes a little extra yellow paint trim. So I will focus on the standard 17D for the first part of this review. In fighter mode, the front guns have to be out. Otherwise, you would have fists sticking out of the back, so I guess you can kind of pick your poison. If you prefer the guns withdrawn, then you'll have to deal with those fists out. Obviously the sculpt is a little chunky, and by a little I mean a lot. Many people ridiculed the fighter mode on this toy right off the bat. It does have landing gears that are integrated into the toy, but they have terrible detail to them. They just don't look quite right. So there's that. You can't stow the gun in fighter mode. So there's that to consider. Really, that's about it for fighter mode. There's no opening canopy, no pilot figures, no little hidden features other than what you see is pretty much what you get. So let's transform the toy into Gerwalk mode. Transformation of this toy is pretty straightforward. Flip it over, pop the legs apart, rotate them, and pull forward. Open your feet up. And as you can see, you're already almost there. Now you just have to pop the arms free. And once you've done that, you can just pull them out. From here, you can just rotate. I guess it helps if you pay attention to where your wings are. You can just rotate the shoulders forward, bring the arms out, and fold them over. And this is the special VF17 awkward Gerwalk mode. This toy doesn't have the articulation to bring the legs any further forward, so this is the only Gerwalk mode you get for the Bandai 165 toy. Okay, so once you're in Gerwalk mode, all you can do is pivot. That's all this toy really is capable of. If you wanted to, you could bring the arms down and kind of do this quasi Gerwalk mode. Push the guns forward, pops the hands out, and then the toy comes with a gun. I'll show you that more in Battroid mode. Transforming to Battroid mode is a fairly straightforward process. You just push the legs forward at the hip, which allows them to rotate forward, like so. Just bring your arms down, push, either use these tabs to pull out the fists, or just push the guns inward. Bring the backpack down and around, close the wings, spin the head, pop the chest up, pop the canopy behind the chest, and then push the legs back up, and you are now in Battroid mode. Okay, here we have Battroid mode. I will focus on the VF17S here. But one thing to point out for the metallic limited editions, the head guns are PVC, or a rubbery type plastic. On the metallic versions, they're a solid plastic, and I'm sure that's because that's what you need to get the metallic sheen. Also, transforming these metal plated ones is not recommended. They come in Battroid mode. You should leave them in Battroid mode, otherwise you risk scraping the finish off. If I've done that, it's pretty minor. I haven't really noticed it, but I've heard that for most people, it's best not to ever transform it. Okay, so here we have Battroid mode. Let's start with the good stuff, and that is your arm articulation. Now, I did mention, I guess, before that, there's a gun. There's nothing to the gun, but it does come at least pre-assembled, unlike the VF19 toys that Bandai released for Macross 7. So anyways, the good stuff. The arms. The shoulders, if you wanted to, you can actually pivot them up and get kind of more of an aggressive stance. Some line art actually shows the shoulders kind of pivoted up, so I liked that ability, even if it's really just a leftover component of the transformation. Then I like the fact that you can just bring the arm straight outward, and you have a swivel at the elbow, and the ability to bring the elbow completely upward. So kind of before its time in that regard, although necessary for the transformation. For the head, all you got is a left and right. There is no wrist articulation, no articulated fingers. You do have a waist or a hip joint that you can bring all the way forward. Can't go back really with it because you run into the wings. You can't bend the knees. This is the worst part of this toy. While you do get a swivel at the just below the hip, you can't bend the knee backward. That's as far as it goes because it runs into the plastic from the front of the leg. It's a ridiculously poor design element. There's links on anymoon.com that show you how to modify this toy to make it actually a lot of fun to articulate. But as it comes, all you can do is bend the leg for Gerwalk, which is forward and not really natural for Battroid mode. There is some articulation in the foot. Obviously the toe and heel are articulated for transformation, but you also get a little back and forth. So that's nice. Some good clickiness there. But that lack of leg articulation really spoils the fun of this toy. Like I said, easily modified, but you don't want to have to modify your brand new toys. Although in this case, your brand new toy would be 15 years old. So, overall, at the time, I guess you could say it was a very durable toy, but it was very chunky in fighter mode. So if fighter mode was your thing, it wasn't for you. And it has terrible articulation in Battroid mode, so it wasn't much fun there either. So it didn't quite get the knockoff treatment that the VF19 toys got, although you can still find bootlegs of this toy as well. So if you're looking for nothing but licensed merchandise, take a look at anymoon.com to see what the packaging looked like. These days you have a Yamato offering that's far superior. You have a Bandai VF171 toy, which isn't the same vehicle, but kind of captures the essence of the VF17 and is also vastly superior to this. So visit anymoon.com for line art comparisons and comparisons to other toys. Thanks for viewing.